In this video, we're going to show you how to install the roof tint PPF on a Cybertruck. So first off, we're going to make sure it is clean, but I highly recommend making sure you actually wash the car with, like a car wash shampoo or something before you even do this. It will make sure you get rid of all the contamination prior. On top of that, we're going to go ahead and with the provided bottle, and it's going to look something like this, you're just going to go ahead and spray a lot of what we call slip solution. And the slip solution is 2 of the packets. If you're in a super humid area, you might have to put 3, but start with 2. But we'll give you enough. And then you're going to use this white scrubby pad that we provide as well. And I'm going to go ahead and spray it down a little bit. And you're going to go in this motion to make sure you're just cleaning everything. Of course, when you get to the middle, you could go to the back part of the tailgate. And I've also made sure to lower the car a little bit so I can get a little bit better access, right? It's a really giant roof. It's actually about 60 inches, right? And then once you get that clean, what you're gonna do is grab your squeegee provided as well. And I wanna put the microfiber here. You're gonna go ahead and just squeegee it all. And look at that, super clean. You just want to ensure that it's completely clean. The microfiber is important because it'll kind of catch some of this soap prior so that you're making sure you're not just channeling all that soap into this area right here. You still will, but at least you're controlling some of that. Okay, great. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I really like having a platform like this. It really helps a lot. Go ahead and spray all across the board. And when you're cleaning too, don't be afraid to use a lot of slip. It should foam up like this. And just make sure that you get rid of those final contaminants prior to you installing this. Be careful not to put too much weight on this pillar. So if you actually have even a taller platform, that would be helpful. Okay, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and start here. Okay, great. So now that we're done, we can go ahead and put away the scrubby pads. Let me go ahead and grab the piece real quick. And you're gonna need some help, okay? So find your spouse, find your coworker, find your friends, and then just try to get help. The Cybertruck, I try to figure it out. To try to do this solo, it was very, very difficult. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of doing a pre-spray, and the pre-spray kind of destatizes the film. And then what we're going to do is make sure your fingers are wet. And I'm going to go ahead and right here, everything's good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to peel, try to get at least a foot above the ground because you don't want that on the ground. And as we peel, we're going to spray and then really get this all hydrated. And then I'm going to explain the next steps. Your friend, buddy, spouse, whatever, is going to go to the back side of the trunk bed and basically wait for you there and then transfer it here. And we got to spray a lot there as well. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing. I found that that's probably the most optimal way. If you have other ideas, please let us know. We'd love to learn more about your techniques. You could do a reverse roll method, but sometimes it stretches the film a little too much. And we wanted to control some of those things. So that's kind of why we decided to go this route. Okay, so as you see, we started with this, and then go ahead. Yeah, this one's reading really well. So all the way, go all the way out.
All the way?
So as long as you have it held. Perfect, look how smooth that was and how easy that was. And what we're going to do is we're just going to spray every single square inch of this. Do not miss a beat. Every single area needs to be sprayed with what we call slip solution. It's going to get a good hydration all around. Is that all good? All right, so where do you see the curvature on this one?
This.
All right, so there is going to be a curvature in the front part of the glass. So orient yourself, like this back part right here is actually quite straight and there's not much of a curve. It's actually not a rectangle, just so you know. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to the outside because you don't want to be in the inside of the film, okay? And then we're gonna have your helper basically go to the trunk. So what we're doing is we're just spraying every square inch of this glass. And another thing is, please do not do this after the car's been out for a number of hours in the hot sun. You want to be inside for as long as you can, so it's room temp, before you actually put any of the film. This will help you increase your success dramatically, okay? So now that we're here, you're gonna go ahead and hold this side. Okay, hold on. Okay, can you hold this side actually? That would be a lot easier. And then I can hold this and then go ahead and help me transfer it, go all the way. All right, now we can kind of just lay it, there you go. And then pull, yep. At all costs, you're just trying to make sure it doesn't touch any of the other areas if you can avoid it. All right. So, if your friend can help a little longer, have them help you, but I'm going to assume that you're gonna be doing this solo, so I'm gonna be installing this by myself. So what you wanna do first is just kind of loosely lay it down. What's really nice about this is it's very flexible, right? And you wanna get rid of some of these bigger bubbles. And what you're gonna do is just align this corner right here. You're gonna be about 1 to 1.5 millimeter inside, okay? So I said inside, you're not trying to go right to the edge. And I think a lot of people think right to the edge is really good, but in PPF, you don't want it to be hanging anywhere, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and look at this line. This line looks fantastic right here. Once I'm happy, I'm gonna go ahead and spray tack, flush it all out, hold it, and then go ahead and just squeegee that down, okay? And I'm very happy with this squeegee right here, okay? And then we can go ahead and do the other side. This is what I was saying, if you have a helper, this part is so much easier if you have someone that can just help right here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lay this down. Very happy with this. And then there you have it. And then this side is pretty good as well. And you can actually start squeegeeing some of this down as well. Okay, and then you can get your tack solution. Okay, all right, so I got all this, just be careful. We can always go back to it. So if you're wondering why I just didn't do this side, I actually want to do each corner first. So right now it looks really good. And I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit more force right here. Just like that. Okay, so like right now, I have this front end completely done. Great. So now I can actually go to the back side. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and make sure this is all sprayed. I got this giant bubble back here. Okay. We can actually go spray all that. Okay. Since I'm in this position, it's so much easier. But the main thing is you're just making sure everything is hydrated underneath. Like I said, this is 71%, meaning 71% of light is actually going through, which means it's lighter than our black version. Okay? And you see all these bigger bubbles? We need to get it out, whether you like it or not. So that part's a little harder to reach. but just do your best. There you go, I got it. I just don't want giant bubbles, okay? Smaller bubbles are fine. All right, so now that we got everything hydrated like this, there's very little stretch. And we're gonna go ahead and start with this corner right here. You're just gonna do the same thing. Just go right up to it. And then you're gonna go ahead. Get that? This corner right here. Right. Okay, there you go. And then all of this right here in the back is actually perfect. And I could kind of start squeegeeing everything in the back side. Okay. And same thing, it's about 1 to 1.5 millimeter away from the glass. It's kind of what you're trying to do. I kind of like using this black border right here kind of as a reference. I'm just gonna move everything up. So I'm gonna just do a double take right here one more time. And the main thing, guys, for PPF is once you tack an area, just don't go back to that area. So I tack those corners. So those are areas I actually don't want to go back to. Okay. All right, so next, we got the front and the back done. You can go ahead and just go kind of do this in quadrants. Okay, 50% overlap, just like that. You can move all this soap right here, just like that. Same thing here. I'm going to start with this. Big bubble. Just go. There you go. And right here, it literally goes right to the edge. Okay, I know that I probably need to do one more, right? Because this is what we call a double take, where we just kind of do this, just one double time, 50% overlap, guys. Okay, so same thing over here. If you notice, I go all the way out into this plastic trim right here because I want the water to escape away from it, okay? Okay, now that we've done the double take, this whole bottom section is done. It's gonna be really hard to reach that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the next part, which is right here. And then we can go ahead and spray some more. You're gonna do the same thing right here. You're gonna start from that middle, okay? Try to reach as far as you can. You're gonna move all of this water, okay? Now that you get closer, you'll have a little bit more control. And then this is when you can kind of work your way all the way out to this edge. And there you go. And it kind of hydrates wherever you're going. You're kind of letting the water travel to where it needs to go. That's kind of, I guess, like the best analogy I can give. I'm gonna go ahead, since I'm already here, and since I am doing this solo, to just kind of do my double take right off the bat. So you see I'm getting really long strokes. I have 4 fingers. I got good control on my squeegee. This is optically very clear, and you really don't see any of that, which is what we wanted. Okay, let's go to the other side. Okay, same thing. This is the easier part, I think. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm like squeegeeing every 6 inches or so, and I find that really good. I'm going to do a double take. We're almost there. We're almost done. Same thing, guys. When you have a good squeegee technique, you should be getting all those water out right there. Looks fantastic. Okay. And lastly, you're going to deal with some of the fingers. So in my case, there's actually very little fingers. There was some right here, so I'm going to go ahead and flush some of this out. And I could do that kind of in the back. I'm going to go ahead and flush some of this out. There's some, all right? Okay. Okay. And once you have these fingers, you just want to use some of your tack. So for tack, I actually prefer using just room temp water or a little warmer distilled water if you can. That to me is the best. So I'm going to go ahead and just spray into this all the tack. Awesome. So that pretty much sums up the installation, but of course, you just want to make sure you inspect. I'm going to go ahead and clean this wet trim right here. Go ahead and try to catch some of this water as well. It's a lot of water. Okay. Once this is on, especially on the 71%, it's going to be really hard to see the difference other than the fact that now it's completely protected. Okay. And another really good idea is to do your inspection once you're inside the car. I'm gonna look up. Looks really good. Great, and you can take as long as you want. But what you want to do is look for some really big imperfections or something like that. But typically, it might have a small haze in the beginning, just like tinting. And about 24 hours later, it will kind of completely dissipate, and then you should be good to go. So that is how you install the roof tint PPF. If you have any questions, let us know. You can email us at support@DIYWrapClub.com or any other social channels. We'll see you later.